Hey, everybody. Welcome to a new edition of, I think, what's going to be one of the greatest podcasts that's out there. You've got three like-minded individuals, but are also willing to listen. But we're calling this Two Dicks and a Chick. And we've got our buddy James McGee, who is, I don't know if you want me to tell you or tell everybody where you're from. But
I don't hide where I'm from for sure, because people need to know that I'm a product of my environment. I'm from Southwest Louisiana, and we're not real bright over here, so people need to know that from the beginning.
Then we got Candace, who's Pennsylvania, who is an amazing.
We're a little bit brighter.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And yeah, she's an implant. She's an implant.
Yes, this is true.
And then you got Jason from One More and I'm Out of Here, but we're branching off into this Two Dicks and a Chick podcast from Cincinnati. So we've got a broad range of ground to cover geographically anyway. But the news cycle does not fail to give us anything and everything that we need to talk about. So I think this podcast is going to be amazing. It's just, obviously getting it off the ground, learning some things and, getting everything set and squared away. But this is a good trial run for us, and we're going to start getting it together. But guys, I'm super, super stoked about this. I think it's going to be amazing.
I am too. And, I appreciate, it was Jason that came up with the idea. And I think he hadn't said it, but I think what happened was, he got tired of Candace fucking around on the show that she was going to do, and he just took lead and said, "You know what? Since she's not going to do her show, we're gonna use her and use her for hours." I think we're going to do great. I think that I'll give kind of my vision for it. Like we put on the logo, we're the show for the forgotten American, and we want to be the voice because we're everyday Americans. Now we also educate ourselves. This is a passion, all three of us, and I think this is part of the like-mindedness part of it. Is we have regular lives, we have regular jobs, but we live and breathe this stuff, and we mostly agree on stuff. But even though we agree, what I have found with just y'all two being on my show together is we might agree, but the angle that we have is so different. So I think that's where we're going to shine is, really starting to see after about the third or fourth time we were together. And I think both of y'all saw it too. It was like, man, I think we got some chemistry here and I think we got something special. So fuck it. Let's quit fucking around. Let's just do it.
Yeah. Pull the trigger and let's go. I mean, and we sat and we had before we get into the topics, but I think we had a really good, I'll call it in quotes, a business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to figure it out. And we wanted to do it the right way right out of the gate versus coming up with it after the fact. Like, oh, we should have done this. So sorry, I'm fucking up my shit over here, but this is what happens when I use Dan's mic. But no, it's coming up with things the right way, getting it established, getting a good following. And between James's show, between Candace's TikTok presence, and One More and I'm Out of Here, I think they all meld together very, very well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see.
And for our listeners, we're going to probably be on this channel and on One More for a little bit, but we are creating our own channel everywhere. We're gonna have our own Facebook. We're gonna have our own YouTube. We may have our own TikTok. We're going to see where this thing takes us.
The comments are not disappointing so far.
Yeah, I knew Andrew would be in here fucking saying something.
Yeah, he got his feelings hurt because we didn't invite him. That's all this is we didn't invite Pappas. Pappas, we may let you be a guest sometimes. We may let you fill in for Kiefer sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair.
He does not disappoint as well.
So our plan is once a week.
People say that I am the big disappointment, but that's cool.
Candace, give us your take.
Well, it's my fault because I never started my show. So here we are.
That's awesome. I think this is better. I think this
This
is
is way
really better
better.
for us. Yeah.
This is way better. I have a motivational problem, so I think you two kind of helped really, get us all going. And again, we do have really good presence together. We're able to flow our conversation. It just made sense for us to just all come together versus trying to do individual shows and then kind of
Yeah.
pulling each other in once a week here and there. So it's more consistent. Just like you guys said, we're all from different walks of life. We all look different, which is great. And we do share some things that are similar, but we also share some different viewpoints. So
Yeah.
that is definitely why we're here. And we hope that you all enjoy what we do and what we have to say. And we welcome all of your comments and any of your insults. We're good with that too.
Exactly. It's the same thing I said with when Jill and I were doing, Kiefer Than Therapy. It's a new thing. We're working on it, trying to learn it, but tell us what you want. So whether whether you hit James on Instagram, TikTok, you hit me, through One More for now, and then Candace is on TikTok, and she is a TikTok fucking crazy person, which is amazing.
Literally.
No, it's amazing and it's awesome. Like I'm at the firehouse and I'm like, holy shit, there's another one. Oh shit, there's another one. But you follow it and you see, and I go into the comments and I look at it. I just don't look at it and just flip by. I'll look at the comments because I want to see what people are saying.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of the things you're saying I'm agreeing with, but I love seeing the comments where they don't.
Oh yeah.
So
lots of dissenters all the time.
That's what makes this work. And that's Pappas in the chats will attest to the same thing. That's what we do. We try to drive that.
So when I think what I'm looking at your TikToks, and I can't say anybody, but it's a lot easier just to do your research and say the things that you want to say, but it's your comebacks when you get pressed on stuff. So what impresses me on, when I was watching yours was you're not scared to fucking, when somebody presses you, you come back at them. And you can handle them. And what you say is, you speak intelligently, but you also, just go fuck yourself too. I'm going to intelligently tell you to go fuck yourself.
Sometimes unintelligently, but I mean, a go fuck yourself.
Well, your point is right.
Yourself.
You do your research, and that's the thing when we have, these liberals, and that's kind of will be a good jump into our first topic. They talk out their ass. They don't, they don't say shit. It's always about their agenda. But this, if y'all ready to move on to our topics,
yeah, absolutely,
let's do it.
This, man, this Save Act is one of the most infuriating things that I've ever seen, because it makes no sense. We live and survive every day by our identification. You have to show your identification at the bank. You have to show your identification for everything. This real ID became a big deal for airplanes. So most people are getting real IDs. And I'll tell you this is when I can, I was a cop for 30 years, and I was actually a real cop at one point.
Not a fake one?
Nope. I was a fake one when I was administrator for the last 20.
Rent-a-cop?
But I never came across a person. Now, I've had people that didn't have ID on them, but I never came a person who just didn't have ID. Who doesn't have ID? And how insulting, the liberals, all they want to do is call conservatives and Republicans racist. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that people need to really really realize who the racist is. Mm-hmm. The racists are the people that think black people and brown people are too stupid to get an ID. That's who's the racist. It's not us. So you're telling me they can't get an ID? That's one of the easiest things to get.
Well, and my question is that why can't they? That's the root of
they can, Jason, and they do have IDs. This is about illegals.
And I'll use it loosely. Why can't they?
Yeah.
You do have people in this world that are just too fucking lazy to want to go do it. So they're like, whatever. I'm still getting my assistance or whatever. They don't get their ass out of bed, go find their, either have to pay for a birth certificate if they don't have one or whatever. There's a very easy way. If you are an American or a legal citizen, you can get an ID.
But Jason, have you seen how many black people or brown people have you seen on there saying, hey, I don't have an ID and I can't get one? No, it's the white liberals saying, and I have a video. You know what? I think I'm gonna show that video first.
I've actually never, and I've never heard that.
You ever heard anyone say that they can't get an ID or they don't have one?
I think it's wild how the Democrats have literally every single day since the SAVE Act has been relevant within this last week, they have been telling their constituents to their faces that they are either too poor or too stupid to go out and get proper identification to vote in an election. And everybody just goes, okay. And that's exactly what they're running with.
That's not true. Y'all know that I'm real big into our homeless ministry. Believe it or not, I'm not just some heartless prick. And one of the things that the head of this ministry does is make sure everybody has ID because they can't get. So you're telling me all these people, they focus on the poor. You don't think they have IDs? How are they getting their stamps? How are they getting their welfare checks? How are they getting government assistance? So the demographic that they're describing that we would be suppressing has IDs because they're on government assistance and they have to have. So that's the biggest load of bullshit there is. They have to have IDs. So look at this one. This just shows you who the real racists are. I think y'all probably seen this one. It's pretty viral. But look at this.
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely. Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy
These type of
access
people.
to
These type of
DMVs or
people.
other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. That also would make it difficult for black people in particular.
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works. A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data. For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know anybody, any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID? That's a lie.
Does it sound racist for somebody to say that?
I think it is a little racist.
You judging somebody you judging them because they black, saying that they don't got it.
What opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're
Okay, so I want to weigh in on this because a client of mine, we were talking about this today. And she said that, she went to go get a real ID and it was a little bit of a pain in the ass for her because she was still under her hyphenated married name in some documents and then her maiden name in others. And she, of course, lost all of her information and had to go through the process to get her birth certificate, marriage license, all that stuff. And the whole time I'm like, okay, but we have a good relationship, thank God. I'm like, but that's you being a dumbass. At the end of the day, that's you being a dumbass if you don't have your documentation. That's number one. She was like, I can see how somebody that is married multiple times or has multiple children or whatever, they're not going to be able to find their documents in time for midterms. And I said, there you go. That is the problem. So instead of it just being this one-dimensional, it's ID situation, let's actually go back to the start of the problem, which is having multiple partners that you're not staying married to, then having multiple children with those multiple people, and then not having a sound enough home life to make sure you have the important stuff readily accessible. So if that's what we want to talk about on who's at a disadvantage, let's do that. Right. But if y'all aren't ready for that conversation, then we have to really say that this is an individual thing that can individually be acquired easily if you have all of your proper documentation and if you have the ability to get a driver's license. That means you at one point in time had that proper documentation.
You can't get a driver's license without a birth certificate. I know in my state you can't. You have to have at least 2 forms of ID. I had to have, bills at my address. There's just to have a driver's license. So the problem is that I know my state is pretty solid on that. I think that
this is accountability again. Like,
they're
be
saying we're going to
accountable
suppress
for yourself.
21 million votes. So you're telling me, Jason, that 21 million chronic voters are not going to be able to vote because of this? No, it's 21 million illegals that y'all want to vote to keep your power is the fucking problem. So quit hiding behind it. What pisses me off more about a liberal than anything is the way they just gaslight. It's that's what level. They do. They just gaslight. You just say just say the truth. Say, hey, we want illegals to vote because they're going to vote for us because we've been kissing their ass and letting them steal our billions of dollars from us. So just be honest with what it is.
I just don't understand how their followers can be like, yes, I am dumb and poor. Thank you. I don't get it.
And having that ID, again, if you want to be I'm going to call it a formidable person of society, and you want your vote to be cast and taken for or against, no matter which way you're going, then put the fucking work in and get your ID. It honestly isn't that hard. Yes, you need documentation, and it takes a little bit of work. Even to get the real ID, it took a little bit of work. And I've been born and bred in Cincinnati, Ohio, my whole life. And was I bitching about it? Like, oh, shit, all right, hold on. I got to get this, and this, but I got it. And if you want to be able to vote, you should have to have that to make sure, because you are a formidable member of society at that point. We can document you. Granted, you have a social security number somewhere, but you don't know what it is. A lot of them.
So you have to have a real ID to get on an airplane, right?
Which this has been going on for 15 years.
Yeah,
or a passport. So you can use your passport and not pay the fine.
So the same thing voting. So let me ask y'all this. These people that are oppressed and they won't be able to vote with these new and I'm gonna dispel the Jim Crow comparison in a minute that Chuck Schumer is spouting off. So you tell me, give me an example of one of them, and if I said, okay, I'm buying you and whoever you want 2 first-class tickets to whatever destination you want, paying for the vacation, drinks, food, everything. You don't think they could find a fucking ID? You don't think they'd find the documentation?
Right.
To get a real ID? That's what the problem is. And let me tell you this.
They don't have a reason to. And to your point, they don't have a reason to.
Well, no, because
they don't want to do it.
It's not, Jason, it's not chronic voters. That's where the bullshit comes in. Yes. So you're telling me the people that they're talking about are not voting, but they're going to be running busloads of illegals over there voting. Mm-hmm. And so, here's the thing too. I'm like Candace. If you're not taking care of your business and you ain't taking care, you don't have your paperwork and all this stuff, your birth certificate, all that. Fuck you. I don't want you voting because you're too stupid to vote.
Well, Thank you. Be careful, James. Be careful when you say "show me your papers," because we've heard this. We've heard this for the last fucking 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Like, these are standard accountability things in life, right? Like, these are not out of control things that you are not expected to do ever in your life. Throughout my entire adult life, I've had to maintain numerous documentation to get a concealed carry, a passport, a driver's license, a revised driver's license when I got married. God only fucking knows what else. Business licenses, okay? Professional licenses. This is just part of being an adult. And the fact that everybody's like, oh no, I can't be an adult. Don't make me be an adult.
Well, you're too stupid to vote. We don't want you voting.
Oh, I know I'm a woman. I can't drive either.
Yeah.
Well, that may or may not be true, but I don't know that yet. But we'll figure that out when we have our meetup. We'll
don't
figure
ask me to parallel park.
But that's one thing that Jill ran into, James, after our wedding. You know, we went to Mexico. She went as Jill Gibson, not Jill Kiefer, because she hadn't changed any of her stuff for her. But
you got married 2 hours before you left.
But our government was shut down when we got there.
Oh, yes.
So she could not change her name. She wanted to,
yeah,
but she had to wait like 3 months. Now, that's
It took me 10 years.
Was that a choice?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a reason, because I got my passport before I got married, and I was like, I'm not fucking doing this shit again until it expires. So I waited until my passport expired and then switched it all.
But you still had ID that you could go and do your civic duties and do your day-to-day life. Jill was like, I want to change my name. I want to change it from Gibson to Kiefer. I want it. But going down to the Social Security office, oops, sorry, folks. Park's closed. Moose out front should have told you, because the idiots in D.C. couldn't get their shit together.
That's right.
And we're getting ready to go into the same bullshit.
Yep. Always. We knew that was going to happen.
All over, you know what it's over? This. It's all over. They don't want to fund DHS. And you got Republicans, you got these rhinos that are jumping on board. So I did some research on Jim Crow South. The how it oppressed voting. Okay. So I'm gonna read all the examples of Jim Crow and the methods that were used. And you find one, you let me know when you find one of these that is comparison to what is going on today over a simple ID. Literacy tests. Voters were having to take it, which I have no problem with I think you should have a literacy test to be able to vote. But what they were saying was white voters were given easy questions, black voters were given impossible questions. Okay. Poll taxes. Yet voters had to pay a fee to vote, even a small fee for poor citizens. So I get that. Grandfather clauses. This is where the term grandfather clause came through. These allowed a person to vote if their grandfather could vote before the Civil War, which excluded formerly enslaved families. That's not happening. White primaries. Political parties declared themselves private clubs and barred black voters from primary elections, which in one party, southern states effectively decided the winner. That's not happening. Groups like the Ku Klux Klan used threats, beatings, job loss, and lynchings to terrorize black voters. That's not happening. So Chuck Schumer and the rest of them, they like to throw things out there because, they lie every time they open their mouth. Like my grandfather used to say, the man would be lying if he said good morning. Chuck Schumer and the rest of them would be lying if they said good morning. But the thing about it, they can say what they want because in the day and age that we have, they just hear little snippets and then they believe it. People don't educate themselves. They don't do any research. They just believe these buffoons, and it's hurtful and it's dangerous. And that's
look at what they're doing. They compare two totally different things, right? They're comparing a poll tax to the fee to get your ID, which, I mean, look, you want to make it free? Fucking make it free.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean? Like, talk to your states, your state representatives.
I said that today. Give everybody a passport. Let's solve this problem. I'm okay. Let's give everybody, waive the fee for everybody to get a passport.
But you're not paying an actual tax to go visit the poll. You're paying for the identification that you're going to use for a wide variety of reasons, along with being able to cast your official vote. It's that simple.
Okay? So let's.
I'm going back through my videos that we had from the other day.
Candace, I'll let you answer this one. I told Jay's show earlier. I told Cincy how much you hated him. Hope you don't mind.
Was he here?
Pile it on. What's your opinion on making Election Day a national holiday? Why the fuck not? What's wrong with that? Who's got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that.
I don't see an issue.
I don't see an issue. What's the problem? You probably fucking get paid for it from your cushy little ass job if you have one. So what's the problem?
So yeah, I think why not make it a national holiday? Then there's no excuse for people not. Should be no excuse for people not to go vote. But if people want to vote,
they'll make it happen.
They're going to
Yes.
get their ID. If people who are, damn, look at Cynthia. Look, write this down, Candace. You and Cynthia agree on
Shit.
something. Y'all
Oh
look,
my
y'all are
God,
best
that's
friends.
2. That's the second time. I
Yeah.
forgot the
Oh
first
my
one, but I know it occurred.
We just had a bestie friendship right there.
Oh my gosh, just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah. This next thing you know, you can say she's going to be your Valentine's.
Lord have mercy on my soul.
I was trying to find a video that we had from the other day. I was going to send it to you, James, but where Chuck Schumer was all about this fucking years and years ago, and now all of a sudden he's like completely like bullshit and talking shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do.
Yeah. And
Well, that was before Jason.
When Dan sent it to me, I didn't even recognize who the fuck he was, because he actually had like some hair, still had
some hair,
bald spot, but
he didn't have that old hunchback. You know, the dude. You know, he doesn't has no business there.
Completely changed the tune.
Well, he changed his tune. That was before they shipped in 20 million voters.
Right.
Now that they shipped in 20 million voters, Jason, that they know they're going to vote that way.
And that's what it is.
That's all it is. That's not
all it is.
That's all it fucking is. 100% is. Oh, I got to drink my milk. So 100%.
I got to drink my beer.
Oh, I have matcha today.
Oh, okay.
Look at you.
Bougie bitch.
Bougie bitch.
But I guess it, you know, what really has angered me, I'll say it again, what really has angered me about this makes no sense that we're making such a big deal about it. You have Pocahontas. I saw a video. I can't even stomach myself to put a video of her up, but I did see a video with her today talking about, you know, how it's going to oppress women. It's a lie. Women
it's such a lie.
It makes no sense because they're saying, and look, people believe it though, Candace, because they don't do their homework. Because look, and that's the thing
and
too.
they've never done the process either. So it's also it's not even just the information they're getting; it's the ignorance of the process. They haven't even gone to the website to see, okay, what do I actually need? No, they're just listening to whatever crazy politician is saying. You know what? It's going to be really hard, and you're not going to be able to do it.
But you know what, Candace? To their defense, the politicians that we elect, like Elizabeth Warren, we should be able to trust.
No,
they should be telling the truth,
and
that's where the problem comes in. Their words matter, and they know. She knows that if 10,000 people heard her say that, 8,500 are going to believe it, or 9,500 are going to believe it because 500 are not going. They're not going to do their homework, so they know they can spout things off.
James, Jill put in the comments, and you're way more up on this than I am. I mean, I know enough, but she put in the comments, you know, it doesn't have to be a driver's license specifically. Just would have to be a state ID. That would work.
Yep, a state ID. It does not have to be a driver's license. It can a state ID. I
don't want to speak out of turn.
And here's the other thing, you guys, that we're all missing too.
Government ID. It can be any form of official government ID.
They are planning on streamlining the process as well. So they always leave that part out. When this was first introduced, not necessarily the first time, but in the summer when it was revisited, they specifically said that, yes, for those of you that have things like name changes or whatever, we are going to have an easy, streamlined process for you to be able to acquire the ID without having to jump through hoops and going to multiple offices. So they've already made that abundantly clear that everybody will have access to get this ID, you know, the proper way. Of course, it's going to take a little time to open up those channels and get it done. But why everybody's running around frantic with their hair on fire when they have no information to go off of is insane to me. This is a very simple process. It is not out of control. And they're planning on making it even simpler because, yes, they want valid votes. So if you have the information, you'll be able to go through that process faster.
So Jill, I'm going to put Jill's comment up here. So Jill, this is from what I understand, the research that I've done. You either need a normal government ID, non-real ID, and a birth certificate. Okay. Or you need a real ID. Standalone real ID gets you to be able to register to vote under this law, or a passport. Standalone. So standalone, you need a real ID or a passport. if you have a non-real ID, doesn't have to be a driver's license. If it's a government ID, official government ID, and it's not a real ID, you need that plus your birth certificate. How fucking hard is that? How fucking unreasonable is that for us to expect that?
It's not. It's
you
not
have to
fucking
do.
unreasonable.
I needed that to apply for a mortgage from my house. I've needed that. I've had to have my birth certificate for numerous things that, to me, are less important than voting. Voting is to me one of the absolute most important things, and so I just don't understand. I've never been this baffled over something. I don't understand why. I know why it's a big deal, because it's going to ruin their vote.
Well, when people have to be accountable for themselves, they just can't fucking do it today.
Well, and let's be honest, a lot of the people that they want to vote, when I say the Democrats, they want those votes, whether they're illegals or less fortunate, that may have never, and I deal with this on a daily basis at work. Some people just don't have it. I get it, but there is the ability to get it.
Right.
But very few, Jason. You don't come across that many people who just don't have it.
What's that?
You don't come across that many people who don't have ID. I'm not saying don't have it on them, but don't possess an ID at all. You don't come across that many people, huh?
Yeah, no, there's a good amount.
Really? Okay.
And it's just, it's just a less, a lower demographic, I don't know what the right word is, but
like a lower percentage of people who don't have them.
Down on their luck, and that's just the way they grew up. They never had an ID.
Really?
But they have the ability to get
it. I was just going to say, that's not our fucking problem.
Right.
Like, why are we catering to people that cannot be accountable for themselves?
Right. So I'm talking about Americans that were born here. They just don't have it because lower demographic, lower, socioeconomic area that they're like, well, fuck it. I don't need it. They drive cars. They don't give a fuck. They'll drive a car without a license, whatever. But I mean, you do you. I don't care. Cops will do you.
Do we really want them voting?
Right. So,
but if they want to vote,
the problem.
But if they want to vote, they have the ability to do it. These illegals do not.
Here's the thing. They're not chronic voters. That's where the lies come in, is that so what they're trying to sell us on is there's all these people, there's 21 million people who normally vote who are not going to be able to vote now. Anybody that believes that, I can't. They absolutely should be in the insane asylums that Trump wants to open. That makes absolutely no sense.
Guys, Joe Biden, most votes ever. And then all of a sudden, those voters disappeared.
Yeah.
Gone. Millions of people just gone. We don't know where they went. I mean, come on now. This is a numbers game, and it's not mathing.
The video we showed yesterday was absolutely amazing. Where it's like, oh yeah, he's going to lose by 10 or 11,000 votes, and 2 days later, oh, he lost by 10 or 11,000 votes. But then all of a sudden, here we go. Oh, there's 315,000 votes that we found.
Midnight vote dump. Yeah,
because they had a crystal ball. They had a crystal ball called a rigged election.
Rob, when he was on our podcast, when he was one of the founding members, when he was on the podcast, me and Dan went and watched that 2000 Mules movie. He goes, oh, you guys, you're buying into that shit. I'm like, there's something to be had about it. I mean, I don't know if I buy it, but it seems legit. And guess what?
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched it, watch it. Dinesh D'Souza was the director. It was actually an amazing movie. Brought it all out right through the COVID and the fucking vote gate and all that bullshit. But yeah, I mean it's just so funny where we're sitting and like I said, James, you know more about the SAVE Act than I do. I mean, I've been looking at it, but you've been digging into it, and I don't understand what the fucking problem is. Like a normal person, a normal thinking person that can get person, place, and time. Which if I make an EMS run on you and you don't want to go to the hospital and person, place, and time, I can't make you go to the hospital, right? you're somewhat in your right mind. You may have different views, but that's a normal fucking human being. So guess what? You've done. But the fact that like they want to allow these people that weren't born here, aren't gonna live here for long, or live here long, but they're gonna eat all of the shit that you and I, all three of us, pay for.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we definitely want their votes, but we don't want them to have IDs.
Yeah.
No, that's gross. That's gross. That's
That's
racism.
just crazy.
It's
So
definitely not the morals I was brought up on.
No.
So we talked about the one thing that I've really been focused on for last week. Who wants to tell us about the updates on the Guthrie investigation?
Oh,
I've been waiting for this. Okay. So
I've been up for like 36 hours watching this bullshit.
Y'all two have been.
Okay.
I have not looked. I've been too much into this other stuff, and I have
am
not.
I the most informed out of the three of us?
Yo,
Probably.
definitely.
I
Okay,
think so.
thank God. Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty
so-
informed, but I guarantee you are.
I'm way more informed. Okay, so first of all, general disclaimer, I find this entire thing, and I even just spit, so disturbing. I'm so disturbed by it. My husband said to me yesterday, he goes, Cam, there was a 17-year-old girl who also went missing from Arizona. And I was like, yeah, sex trafficking, duh. Like we're so desensitized to that because it makes sense, right?
Right.
Sadly, it makes sense. There's no like racking your brain. How could that have happened? This does not make sense at all. I don't understand it. So here's the last thing we've heard. 5 hours ago, TMZ got their hands on other footage of what they claim is the same guy that was filmed at the door cam. And they saw him at a neighbor's door cam trying to get into their fence. And when he was unsuccessful, he turned around and went in a different direction. And they're matching up the book bags, and they see that both of the book bags in both videos are the same, as well as some of other material that he has. They also received another communication letter, ransom wise, that I don't know if they've disclosed as of yet. I don't even know where to go with it because I just, none of this makes sense at all.
How do you have, and my question is, Jill and I were up the night that all the video footage came out from the Nest camera, a dude in a ski mask. I was like, well, looking at it, and I'm not even a cop, but I'm like, well, he's got a mustache. At least
Right.
that night he did. If he's smart, he shaved it off. But you've got, two big eyes, mustache, but then it looked like he almost had like a pen light in his mouth or something because, it was, and it's, the night reading camera.
Right.
So it kind of throws some things off. But I was like, motherfucker's wearing rubber gloves all the way up to his wrists. So you can't tell outside of his, his eye holes and his mouth hole, what, nationality, what race, what he is. But I was like, this is fucked up. Like it was crazy. So like we sat up, we were watching, we fell asleep to it. Because we leave, and Cincy's going to love this, but we fall asleep to Fox News on TV just because to me, it's soothing.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel good when I wake up in the morning. But we were sitting there watching, and I was like, this is fucking bizarre, though. Like
bizarre.
And at that point, that was what, 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
So we were already 10 nights, 10 days, 10 nights into it. And I was like, she's dead. Like
I believe that.
There's no doubt that she is gone, unfortunately, RIP. Hopefully not, but when you look at how most of these cases go, it's a pretty simple observation.
And so like, okay, everybody's saying family. Okay, everybody's thinking the brother-in-law, but I don't understand what the motive is. Even if you're saying it's money, I don't get it. I feel like, why would you have done this so publicly? Like normally, okay, hello, have we all seen the movie Ransom? Mel Gibson, Renee, whatever the fuck, Russo. Okay, great movie. The last thing they want you to do is involve the news and the police and the this and the that. And this person is just sending each and every letter directly to news organizations, not the family. So I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
My question is why Savannah Guthrie's mom.
Right. Like, this is a B-list celebrity. Let's be real. Okay, she wrote a couple books, yada, yada. She's worth what? What did they say? Like 10 million bucks?
Yeah, something like that, 8 to 10.
Right. Like, this isn't
I don't
like,
understand how she's not worth. I would think she makes 8 to 10 million a year.
maybe she.
No, I think that's what her.
I
think
agree with
that's
you,
her
though. I
yearly
don't-
salary. Her yearly salary is 8 to 10.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't feel like I think there would
why
be.
isn't a Sean Hannity?
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm going Fox wise. Just
Yeah.
or Joe
She's not
Scarborough. I wasn't
controversial. Everybody
Joe
loves her.
Scarborough on that side. I mean, just
So then are we making the connection that everybody else is trying to make, that this is politically motivated because of Savannah Guthrie's husband's connection to the Clinton Foundation? That's a toss-up as well.
I brought that up to Jill.
I
brought that up to Jill the other morning. She goes, "Oh shit, she got Clinton."
She got Clinton side. She committed Clinton side.
It makes sense for one reason and one reason only, which is that the Clintons are like avoiding subpoena land. They're like, fuck you guys, we're not doing shit. And they're just going about living their best lives, no matter what, illegal activity has come out about them. So I don't know, but it is incredibly, incredibly disturbing. And I must say, like, even from the regards of a doorbell cam, the fact that she doesn't have a subscription on anything is really, really weird to me, because for a doorbell cam in particular, it doesn't serve its purpose unless you have a subscription, right?
So
like, you're only going to see.
That's not completely true.
But you'll see somebody when you're there, okay? But you're not going to be able to. So say she's not home and she gets an alert. She's not going to be able to look at the footage of the person who's there. It has to be stored on the cloud, which requires a subscription. So if she's physically in the house or physically is able to answer the alert.
Right. It's not even a subscription note. Like Jill and I talked about this the other day, because we have a Ring camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay for that Ring, but I have the app.
Cheapskate.
Right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm fucking way cheap. That fucking camera only catches the front door. If you want to break in, you're cool. You'll be
do the thing. Just like, go a couple feet that way.
But a lot of them, you don't have to pay for a subscription. It's just once you have it, you log into it, and set up the app.
But will it track the events?
So, but to your point, it goes up to a cloud. So like I can go back and look at my shit on my phone. Mm-hmm. So like, and Jill brought up like, well, if they had access to her phone, if it was there, I don't know if it was. I can't remember if it was or wasn't. You could go in and look, but you would see the same thing that they just found. But they had to pull it from the cloud.
Right.
What I thought was interesting was Kash Patel's statement, and where I feel, and James, you might be able to, I know you're not super versed with this, but it almost seemed like the local authorities kind of fucked it up to where they ended up having to get with Google. That's why it took so long to get these videos, because they kind of tarnished some evidence. So they had to go to the cloud to get it versus having it, 2 days. Versus
I also don't know what to believe from them specifically, because when they originally Arizona locals were saying, the sheriff, we never said the door cam was damaged or removed. And it's like, okay, what is it? I don't understand. Like he backtracked so much that I'm thankful the FBI is involved now, but I honestly don't really take anything that he said in the beginning with a whole lot of, credibility, because I don't know if he was just trying to throw people off or, what they were trying to do.
So, and Joe brought up in the comments, and we talked about this the other night, when they just found a set of black gloves a mile and a half away that match, visually from what we're seeing.
They said today it was multiple gloves.
Yeah.
That was from Harvey.
But it's like, holy shit, you've been out there for fucking 12 days. You've had people going in and out, in and out. How do you not see a pair of black gloves on beige ground? Because it's all fucking desert. That's going to stick out. I mean, and armchair quarterbacking all day long, and I'm admitting it, but it's like looking at it, I'm like, God damn.
I think they definitely lost time handling this, how they handled it. And like I said, I'm incredibly disturbed because I don't I don't know what this is. You know, some people are like, oh, cartel members. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. They wouldn't do that.
No, that's not their thing. The one thing that has really baffled me, and you know, when Cincy put up here about, you know, she's 84 years old, she lives by herself, and her daughter's high profile. I agree with that. What to the reason what that means to me is that house was not secure. I'm not saying she should have been living in a fortress, but having, you know, she lived by herself. She has, and I don't think she's a target, but let's not look at high profile as much as we look at she lived in a very, very nice home, lived by herself. I'm assuming she probably had money too.
Out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah,
Literally
but
nowhere.
the fact that house had the least of, I have more security on my house than that house has.
I was just going to say the same thing. And the fact that she had mobility issues, along with the fact that she has a pacemaker, the fact that she had nobody with her
there should have been
at
cameras
all.
everywhere. There should have been cameras all over the place. And I don't understand
Why wasn't there an assisted living nurse or somebody there with her?
And I'm not saying in a way of conspiracy. I don't think that the family's in on, especially Savannah. Now, let me ask you this.
I just think they're stupid.
Yeah, I think so. But okay, she went to dinner the night before. Was that with just the son-in-law or with her daughter and son-in-law?
It was daughter and son-in-law. Now, this was the other thing I thought that was weird. When they dropped her off back home, your 84-year-old mother, I would think that you would get out of the car with her and get her back inside. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an exceptional child. You're welcome, Mom. But like, they just like open the garage door, like, see ya, bitch, you know, and like, that's it. Garage door closed and they leave. So, I mean, that's weird to me.
Tuck and roll.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sure, I'm assuming the entire home was one level. Obviously, that's an Arizona thing.
Yeah.
But still, like, you should just make sure she gets inside her house okay, right? Is that not, do we not do that anymore?
I think that's very admirable and should happen.
Y'all don't walk your mothers inside, I can tell.
No, I totally did. Because I didn't have to fucking take her to the fucking hospital. I made sure she sat in that chair.
It's very strange that she did not have some sort of consistent help. And I feel like if she did, we would have heard about that already, that there was consistent help around the house. I don't think that was the case. And I understand that generation, they're very independent. But again, somebody with mobility issues, with heart issues, you're going to try and make sure that, especially if you're not somebody that's there all the time, that they're safe and taken care of.
Well, and they keep talking about her pacemaker and, like, you know, the communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming, being Savannah Guthrie's mom, that she didn't have some beat up Volkswagen pacemaker. She probably had one of the better ones that's out there that they do
clearly.
And it is essentially a Bluetooth device.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they can't even ping that is actually amazing to me. And that's where it puts my thoughts where.
Right. It's so crazy. Like,
but you should be able to ping it.
Yes. I feel like we are dealing with the biggest case of extreme technology and then such an extreme of lack thereof. And I'm trying to wrap my head around it because I'm just so disturbed by it all. How you can pull images off of this Nest camera, of course, days later, but you can't figure out like pacemaker, ping, or anything like that. The kind of simple things that we could have used to get further along here. So I don't know. Somebody fucked up here. That's the moral of the story is somebody fucked up here. I don't know who it is, and I don't know who did this, but it's very, very disturbing. And I mean, I don't know. I'm making sure all my subscriptions are up to fucking date.
So what's y'all's prediction on how this ends?
They find her dead.
They find her dead. And I hope that, my wife and I were talking about this earlier. We both said, hey, she's dead. I just hope they killed her immediately.
I think she died on her own. Honestly, I think without her medication, without her medical treatment, or the fact that she could have simply had a fucking heart attack and just died. And so somebody's been bringing that up too, is like, what if this just went bad? What if they tried to kidnap her, they had a plan, and then she died? Which is quite possible. But still, like, you're making it worse, guys. Like, drop her off. Do something. Like, stop with the letters. Stop with all
Probably
the
why
shit.
that's probably why you don't kidnap people and do that. That's
Right.
a good reason not to.
Well, then you get the new news story update of is it Levin who opened or started TMZ, where he's like, well, we got a request for one Bitcoin that would be $65,000 versus the reward would be 50 for any information. And he put that out, and it's a valid email address. Well, what are you doing with it? And
I don't believe anything that Levin says.
No, I don't.
It's amazing that all of a sudden he's the guy and he's getting all this publicity a week after he was named in the Epstein files.
Thank you. I wasn't going to say it, but there you have it. There you have it. But he's getting all this information like firsthand.
He might get Clinton here soon.
I don't know.
Oh, he's going to commit Clinton side too. Oh. So, well, I agree with Sean here. James McGee for president. That's what I think so too. That would be a fucked up deal. I would be. I am
not being part of your cabinet. Oh no, I want to be press secretary. I have to be press secretary. Yeah.
I'll be your VP. Fuck it.
Oh God. That's it. We're taking
all that shit.
There'd be some collateral damage. We'd get some shit done. It's like I said this week on my show about Donald Trump. I said that his biggest asset is he is going to get the mission done. Whatever the mission is, he's going to get it done. His biggest liability is he's going to get the mission done. So he's going to somehow get the mission done. He's one of those guys that if you told him, hey, I want you to run through that brick wall, he's running through that brick wall, but he's also going to run over the nun that is standing in front of it. He's taking everybody out with it. He's going to complete the fucking mission. And there's no wiggle room with him.
Mission's completed. She's pregnant. Oh, fuck.
Godspeed. Whatever he's got to do.
So speaking of Trump, I know we're getting close to our time. I got one more video and one more topic. Speaking of Trump, he can't go a week. He has to offend somebody every week. So this week he went ahead and he pissed off the gays this week.
Again?
He pissed off their he took their flag. So let's play this.
Back, and we're going to state our ownership of this park. This park belongs to our community, regardless of its designation. This is our park. It always has been. It honors the Stonewall Uprising, and that is why it was designated a national landmark. But we will not allow the federal government to trample over the history of this park or our community. We're going to fight back, and we're going to.
So what amazes me about, and this goes for all these groups, it's all these liberal groups. It's always, they preach diversity and equity and inclusion, all this stuff, but they want to exclude it. It's always their little group. It has to be separate. It's a national park and it's open to everybody.
Mm-hmm. And if you're an American, that's it. It covers everybody. Why doesn't anybody get that yet?
So you know what flag needs to be there? The American flag.
That's it. If you're an American, guess what? You fit in.
Maybe the New York flag because it's in New York. Maybe, but it's a national park. It's an American flag. And then that's where they don't mean anything or believe in anything that they say. They don't believe in inclusion. The liberals they believe in what they believe in at the time, which is don't really know what their stance is. But you know what inclusion is? Us being a fucking Americans and us flying one flag and living under one flag. So I'm proud of Trump for doing that.
I mean, again, this is like a simple thing. There's an American flag. Guess what? That's for you too. It's for all of you. Great job. Like, that's it. Sorry. It's like anybody just wants to protest or get upset about something. Instead of just being like, you know what, that's for me too. Like, why do we need a special announcement that it's for everybody?
Sorry, I was commenting on
How dare you?
ignorance of since
Okay,
he goes,
Oh,
was
no.
the lucky post over a week ago? And I responded back. I said, the Dems haven't made any bad memes / videos of, in all caps, your commander in chief. Because have we not seen any of those come about? But everybody's all worked up over this fucking Lion King, fucking Obama and fucking Big Mike. Because I'm
Oh, ridiculous. Okay. Can I just say something?
the Dems
It
have
is
never made a video or a meme about it, about
Look.
President Trump who's sitting. Fuck off. Eat
Okay,
a bag
but
of
here-
dick, dude.
No, but this is what is even wild. So most liberals believe in evolution, right? They say that God's not real, it's all evolution, yada yada, science, trust the science. Yet they're the ones that said that African Americans were descended from apes. They were the first people, and that we came after African Americans. So what are you upset about exactly? Do you
That's
not
what I'm
believe
trying
that?
to understand. Like, it was
You guys said that. Liberals said that. Liberals said that. We're saying, like, no, we actually don't believe that. We believe everybody was created in the image of God, black or white. Liberals are like, no, they came from apes.
Okay, did
And
y'all
then
hear
they see
this?
imagery and then they're upset. But it's like, you fuckers did that. We didn't do that.
Okay, but did y'all hear this? The latest thing I heard about this, that it was not created by the White House. It was not what I heard. The latest thing that has come out, and I don't know if it's true or not. And I didn't get the video. I probably should have. But from what the most recent thing was, it's just like when I play these TikToks on this thing. And then when you don't click on it fast enough, the next thing behind it comes up. So what they're saying is that that's what happened, that this video was not created by the White House. It was just something that was, I guess, the algorithm, and that was the next video.
Who cares?
Oh, I agree.
Who cares?
But here's the thing. If a White House staffer really made that, and look, just hear me out on this.
Oh, James, don't you be getting soft on me.
Hold on. Now, I'm not getting soft. This is where I stand on it. I think that because of what they did to Trump, if they did that, either one or two things happen. Either they meant it to be racist, which is unacceptable, and they should be fired. And if they didn't mean it to be racist, they were too stupid to know that it was going to be perceived as racist, and you're too stupid to have that job. And all you did was shoot your president in the foot, and he does not need another shot in the foot. So
the entire video was all of them as animals. It's so funny, once again, that liberals go, oh my God, black people, monkeys. Oh my God, racism. Like, again, they associate that. We don't.
Sense, but come on, they should have, the person who did this should have had enough sense not to do that. And I don't think, I do understand what they were trying to do on it, but we don't need any more shit to have to fucking defend
that
Trump.
I agree with. I agree
That's
with.
what pisses me off, is like, y'all got people like us, that we have to sit up here and defend you to fucking Cincy. You got us, if we're gonna work for you, at least give us a net. You got us working without a fucking net. That's
I think everybody needs to get thicker fucking skin. Like, not I think liberals need to stop associating everything with race. Okay.
Oh, that's all.
It's so stupid. It was like that one teacher that sang happy birthday to the kid. You guys remember that viral thing, and did the whole, like, you look like a monkey and smell like one too, ha ha ha. We all do it. It's funny. Well, apparently this child was African-American. Mother got upset. Big hoopla. Like, that's absolutely insanity. Insanity. That everything is so racially motivated all the time. And it's not. A lot of it just is what it is, because normal people don't just identify race as their motivating factor each and every day and each and every time they do something.
I looked at it when I watched it as just a bunch of fucking idiots. Just
yes, exactly. It was about, like, the whole thing being a fucking circus.
That's the way I took it. But I mean,
so
I can see where it can be taken 18 different ways a Sunday, and I get it.
So who said something about? What's that?
I said I don't disagree with you in the fact that, yeah, should it have been put out? Probably not. But it was. I mean, when you look at it, it was all inclusive.
Thank you.
It wasn't all black people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had fucking Hillary in there fucking doing this shit. Well, she's a white, so it's not like they're like, oh, well, fuck all the black people. That was just so fucking stupid.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They fixate on, oh, how do we make this racially motivated? And that's what they like start screaming. And it's like, man, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it.
So they pushed it, and I only bring it up because it got brought up in the chats. I saw it. It got talked about. It was over and done with.
Yep.
We brought up last night,
mm-hmm.
fucking Ilhan's fucking salad dressing sprayer. We don't talk about that shit anymore either.
Well, I wonder why.
Apple cider vinegar.
Hey, look
we don't
at
talk about her son being.
Look at here. I don't want you to look over here. I want you to look over here.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. It's the same. It's the exact same fucking context.
Exactly, and it's all just bait and switch because they can't like, oh, the masses aren't listening to this anymore. All right, let's try something else.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, man, I got a big nose. You know how many people think I'm Jewish because of my nose and because I'm from Long Island? All right. Like I could be upset about that all the time, but I've actually,
I thought you were Jewish. No,
you see that? I've literally been described as the Jewish looking one. Literally. It's happened. Okay. Did I say,
especially in that caricature, you definitely look like
yes, which is fine. Totally fine. Okay. I didn't cry in the corner and say how, uninclusive that is and like fire that person or kick them out of my establishment. Everybody's got to grow the fuck up a little bit and stop being so racially motivated about everything. Because chances are,
I'm not sure if you could see the schnoz that I'm fucking sporting. So
listen,
I'm not Jewish at all.
But I got a honker.
It's okay. So
it's from my daddy.
So what Sean commented on the Miss North Florida, I know a little bit about it, Sean. If y'all haven't heard about it. So Miss North Florida, which is a young white girl, I think she's in her early 20s.
Boy, every time we start off with that, I'm scared.
Yeah, so that's why I started with that because that's the only reason she's being targeted. Because if she wasn't a young white girl, I'm sure she's a conservative. Yeah, she's a conservative because she refused to call a woman a man. She refused to call.
We're still arguing about this. That I'm even more shocked about that. This is still a thing.
Yeah, she believes in two genders and she doesn't believe in the transgender. And so she lost her title to Miss Florida. Speaking, yeah.
Oh.
So she left. She got stripped of her title in Miss North Florida. It's a big deal. I'll do. It just happened. I think yesterday. So it's just come. It's just one very new thing. Yeah.
And so what's very funny is I think I saw a headline, and I think the headline said racial slurs. So that's interesting.
No, it wasn't. From what I understand, look, I'm not totally educated on it, but from what I understand, it wasn't racial. It was she refused to recognize a woman that was a man.
Oh no, I'm lying. That was about no. The one that I was talking about is like a celebrity thing.
Are you talking about the TV show, the reality?
Yes. Yes,
I gotta look at more than that one. That's some,
yeah.
I'm
fucking up my white ladies.
Fucking James got flames coming off his fingers.
I did. I don't want to come because I'm going to do a little more checking. But she was set the fuck up. This had happened 2 years ago. No, it happened 2 years ago, and it was this. It was a slip up. It wasn't directed towards anybody.
I'm so sick of it all. I'm so sick of it all.
And I'm going to do a show on this on my morning show next week because I'm going to do my research. And this is what started pissing me off is, and I know you don't follow sports, but Jason, Ryan Clark is the absolute most racist motherfucker on earth, and the racist things that he says, but he doesn't lose his job. Sonny Hostin, she doesn't lose her job. And this lady said something that a slip up. I don't think she meant to say that. And 2 years ago, and somebody gets pissed off at her and releases this and leaks it probably for some money. I think that's wrong, but I'm gonna really dive into it. I'm gonna show some examples of it's open season on white conservatives. I'm sure she's a conservative, and it's open season on white conservatives, and it's enough. So, speaking of trannies, I don't have a video, but speaking of trannies, another school shooting in Canada. I don't know if I think Tyler went to bed, but another tranny. So there's nothing to see here, Candace. There's nothing to see here.
No, nothing to see here.
Transgender is not a mental illness, and
they released videos of this person like sobbing and rocking back and forth as they were dealing with whatever transitional therapy they were going in. They released some things from their social media and some things that he personally recorded of himself. I am like furious that these people are mutilating our kids. That's what they're doing, and they're fucking up their brains, and then they're feeling like they are so desperate they have no way out, and they shoot themselves and innocent children because they're so just full of turmoil. I wish that all of these doctors can go to like the deer hunter type of prison. Like that's where they need to go. Like fucking Vietnam, like down in a swamp, like send them to those prisons. That's what they deserve because they are fucking up these kids.
Tell me again that transgender is not a mental illness. Tell me that again.
Thank you.
They keep shooting up schools. How many people they have to kill? How many kids do they have to kill for you stupid motherfuckers to recognize that?
And it's not even just so let's take that portion aside, the fact of being transgender, and then let's add all the shit onto it too, all the hormone this and puberty blocker this and surgery this and mutilation that, to somebody that already has a weak mental state. Let's fuck it up even more.
Yeah, they look. They may have not been mentally ill before they started shooting them up with all these fucking drugs.
Exactly. They still have a chance before they start altering their body.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted.
I have the picture. Fucker. Just trying to find it. Probably won't be able to find it.
And it's sad because we just dismiss, right? And we go, oh, sick fuck, and that's it. But it's like, no, this upsets me. This bothers me. This was a turmoiled child that was failed. Mm-hmm. And other children had to die because of that. And then I love the Canadians because they think they're so amazing and that they have the best gun laws and Canada's so great. Like, I'm sorry, if you want to pay $14 for water, okay, great. Fucking live in Canada and give 40% of your paycheck for your $14 bottle of water, and then you die waiting for a CAT scan. Move to Canada.
Yeah, Tyler's the only Canadian I like.
I haven't met one yet.
No, that's always in the comments. He's from Canada.
He's Canadian?
Yeah.
Tyler, move.
I don't know. He's always Tyler's always in the comments. He's on the show every night.
All right, he needs to move out of Canada.
He wants to, yeah. He is the only conservative in Canada.
Yeah, I believe it. Wholeheartedly. Come to the U.S. You'll get a CAT scan in like a week.
No, Tyler was commenting on that on my show this morning about him and Brittany were going back and forth about the healthcare. About 42% of people coming over the border for healthcare because they can't get it.
Yeah. And 240,000 people died waiting for care last year in Canada. Yeah. But yeah, Canada is awesome. Okay.
Jason, you find a picture yet? What are you doing?
No, I'm trying to find a picture, but
there's only so much shit I can talk about Canada.
But it literally, I mean, to the point of that shooting, I mean, it looks like every transgender that you would think, but it was they called it a shooter person.
Oh, I love that.
And that's where Pappas lost his shit, and he sent me the picture. It's in my downloads, but I haven't.
So wait, I should
my other StreamYard studio, but I can't fucking grab it from.
So I did see something earlier too with the police chief saying that he did not want to. They're not releasing the name because they don't want to. It's to protect the shooter.
Well, the name's already been released. It's Jesse.
Rensselaer or something.
Rang.
They weren't releasing something. They weren't telling everything about him. I think they were protecting his identity as far as being transgender.
Right, because they know what it looks like. That's what they mean. When they say that, it really means we got to try to spin this narrative some other way and we need a little bit of extra time. That's what that fucking means.
Yeah.
But we all know that it is what it is. And parents, if you have children that are doing this shit, you need to get involved and you need to right the wrongs in the brain. Okay. And that means you get them help. And help doesn't mean puberty blockers and hormone therapy and genital mutilation. It means take them to a like non-secular therapist and find a way to get some breakthroughs before you lose your child this way.
Yeah.
Not like the shit that they tell you that they'll just commit suicide if you don't change their gender. You will lose your child this way in a horrific tragedy, and you will take other people's children down with you. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
So before I forget, so Brittany is still in the chat. I won't be live in the morning. I'm not going to. I'll be back Monday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Y'all want to start closing it down?
Let's do it.
I think this was a great test run with it. I think we
I
definitely
think
rolled through a bunch of shit.
Yep. So Candace, give us some closing thoughts.
We still have a lot of shit to unpack, you guys. Like the next coming weeks is going to be very, very interesting. So for those of you that have been engaging us in the chats, keep going because we've got a lot of shit to go over. And I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
I am very excited.
Super excited. We got work to do on our end as far as like we said, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, a YouTube channel. That way we can link them to both StreamYards and.
But I think it was time to pull the trigger. Sometimes you got to fly the plane and build it as you fly. You got to just start flying and just start building the plane as we fly it. And I think that's what we did here tonight. We just started going with it, and then we'll work all the logistics and all the details out. And then we, of course, had a great crowd, and man, I am fired up. So
this will be fun. This whole conversation, and like we said in the beginning, a bunch of the same ideas, but some different ideas, and then you hit them, and you just pink, and you hit each one of them, and it's amazing how fast an hour goes.
Right, an hour and 12 minutes. Look at us. We gave you all more than you bargained for.
All right. So appreciate everybody joining us. And until the next one, I guess I'll close how I always close with us on until we figure out how we're going to open and close.
Nobody gives a fuck?
Yeah. No. You know what come on now.
Oh, man.
McGee, Kiefer, and Candace are out.